In these questions, you will be given some rate of change. Maybe like if I take an example of balloon, you're filling air in a balloon and say the radius is increasing by some, some rate, centimeter per second will be given to you. And they'll ask you that what is the rate of change in surface area, that is ds by dt will be given. What is ds by dt? What is dv by dt when r is so and so? These kind of questions are basically time rate of change questions where you've been given some quantity, the rate of change in some quantity, and you've been asked the rate of change in some other quantities. So the first thing you have to do is you have to try to correlate, like you've been given dr by dt, you've been asked what is ds by dt, and say it's a balloon in the form of a sphere. So the first thing you can do is that what is the relation between the surface area of a balloon with the radius, which is 4 pi r square. So S is 4 pi r square. So S is 4 pi r square, and dr by dt has been given to us. Surface area of a sphere is this. So then you can differentiate both the sides. ds by dt will be 4 pi is a constant. Derivative of r square with respect to t. You are differentiating r's with respect to t, not with respect to r. So if you differentiate r square with respect to t, it will be 2r dr by dt. As a result, ds by dt will be 8 pi r into dr by dt. So maybe this has been given as 4 centimeter per second. And the question is find ds by dt when r is 5 centimeter. No, it's an example. So you can substitute the value. So ds by dt will be 4 pi. R has been given as 5 centimeter. dr by dt is given as 4 centimeter per second. So ds by dt will be 20 into 4, 80 into pi centimeter square per second. So that's how you find the rate of change in surface area of the balloon when the radius is 5 centimeter. So you differentiate with respect to time. One quantity will be given to you, and you can find the other like this. Prishar, this is your first class?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You 12 studying or 12 passed?
So 12 studying.
So you must have done this in school?
Yes, sir.
All right. Then similarly, we can find dv by dt also. You've been given volume. V is the volume. Volume of a sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube. Volume of a sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube. We differentiate this. So if you differentiate this with respect to time, you get dv by dt. 4 by 3 pi. Derivative r cube would be 3r square dr by dt. So if you differentiate v with respect to time, this would be dv by dt. 3 and 3 cancels out. So dv by dt will be 4 pi r square dr by dt. So now you can substitute 4 pi r when r was 5 centimeter, r is 5, dr by dt is 4. So your answer for dv by dt will be How much? It'll be 25 into 400, 25 into 400, 100 into 4, 400 pi. Need to write the unit also, centimeter cube per second. So the rate of change of volume with respect to time is so much. So in rate of change questions, you'll be given some rate of change, and then you have to correlate with the quantity of finding and then solve it.
So it would be 200 pi.
200 pi? Okay. Why 200 pi?
Oh no, sorry.
Write a question. Water is being filled. Water is being filled at the rate of 1 centimeter cube per second. Water is being filled at the rate of 1 centimeter cube per second. Centimeter cube is also cc, centimeter cube per second, in a right circular conical vessel, in a right circular conical vessel with vertex downward, with vertex downward. So the vessel is something like this in the shape of a cone, and the vertex is in the downward direction. Of height 35 centimeter and diameter 14 centimeter. Of height 35 centimeter. The height is 35 centimeter and diameter of the vessel is 14 centimeter. So let the quantities be in centimeter only. So I'll repeat, water is being filled at the rate of 1 centimeter cube per second. That means you've been given dV by dt, which is 1 centimeter cube per second. In a right circular vessel, which is conical in shape with vertex downward, of height 35 centimeter, diameter 14 centimeter, right? When the height of the water level is 10 centimeter, when the height of water level is 10 centimeter, at which at which rate at which rate the wet conical surface area of the vessel increase, at which rate the wet conical surface area of the liquid will increase. You see, when the water is being filled, the wet surface area, the water would be something like this, it'll form a cone. So the surface area of wetted surface area will increase. And the options are 5, root 21 by 5, root 26 by 5, and option D is root 26 by 10. Water is being filled at the rate of 1 centimeter cube per second in a right circular conical vessel, vertex downward, of height 35 centimeter, diameter 14 centimeter, when the height of the water level is 10 centimeter. That means this height is 10 centimeter. When the height of water level is 10 centimeter, at what rate the wet conical surface area of the vessel would increase in centimeter per second square. So your answer would be in centimeter per second square. So you guys take time, get the correct answer.
सर हम पहले dh/dt निकाल के करेंगे, फिर एरिया का करके।
या
ओके सर।
क्या आंसर आ रहा है?
सर अभी निकला नहीं पूरा, अभी एरिया का कर रही हूँ।
1 minute. See, this is the cone. Now, what are the given quantities to you? The given quantities is 7, and this is the height, right? Which is how much? 35. Say at some point of time, radius of the water cone is r and height of water cone is h. At some moment of time, radius of the water cone, this is a water cone filled with water, is this. So first of all, try to find a relation between r and h. So let's apply similar triangle. This is 90 degree. This is also 90 degree. So it will be 7 by 35. If this is semi-vertical angle, say alpha, tan alpha would be 7 by 35. And the small triangle will be r by h. So 1 by 5 is equal to r by h. I get a relation between r and h. So the relation is h is equal to 5r. So the relation between R and H, the water cone is R and H. Now, what is to be minimized, or what is we are supposed to find? The rate of change of wetted surface. Say this is the question. What is the surface area of wetted cone? Pi RL. So you need to convert R and L into H. This is L. So if you apply Pythagoras here, what is, so L square would be R square plus H square, right? So S would be pi R L. L is R square plus H square. So now we have to differentiate this. There are two variables, R and H. I need to get rid of one variable. I've been given what? We've been given dV by dt. What is dV by dt? 1 centimeter cube per second, right? So the problem is they have given you dV by dt, which is 1 centimeter cube per second. From here, I can replace h in terms of r because I need to have one common variable. So I replace h by 5r. So r square, h is 5r whole square. S will be pi r into root 26 r square. R is out. The surface area is pi root 26 r. Now you differentiate this with respect to time. Yes. Now you find ds by dt. ds by dt would be pi root 26 dr by dt. Equation number 1. I don't have dr by dt with me.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
So surface area pi r square root 26 में आंसर.
Wetted surface area is pi rl. This is the wetted surface.
Last second step.
Huh?
Last second step.
This one? Acha, हाँ यार, r into r. Right. So this would be 2 root 26 r dr by dt. Perfect. Huh. Yes. Huh. So we need to find the formula for the volume also. Volume of the cone is how much? 1 by 3 pi r square h. Volume of the cone is 1 by 3 pi r square h. Over here also you have to replace h. So V is equal to 1 by 3 pi r square h. H is how much? H is 5r. So V is equal to 25 by 3 pi r cube. So this is the volume in terms of r. You see, generally you'll come across two variables and one variable you have to get rid of. Okay? You get rid of one variable in terms of the other by the given conditions to us.
Sir, won't that be 5 only instead of 25? क्योंकि h है वो.
हाँ? H is
तो
5 है ना?
हाँ जी, तो there's no other 5 ना, उसका whole square नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो बस 5 ही होगा. 5
अच्छा,
by
sorry. This is 5 pi by 3 r cube, right? Now find dv by dt again. So dv by dt is 5 pi by 3 r cube will be 3 r square dr by dt. 3 and 3 cuts. I know dv by dt. How much is dv by dt? 1. Substitute it here. 5 pi r square dr by dt. You find dr by dt from here. Substitute in the equation number 1. So dr by dt is 1 over 5 pi r square. So ds by dt will be 2 pi root 26 r. Dr by dt is 1 by 5 pi r square. Pi and pi cuts. 1 r will also cancel out. So it will be 2 root 26 by 5r. But what is 5r? 5r is equal to h. And what is h given to you? H was given to us as how much? When the height of the water level is 10.
10.
When the
10.
height of the water level is 10, matlab h is 10. So the option, which option is correct? Root 26 by 5 centimeter square per second. So that's your answer. This was recent JEE paper 1 question. Option C is the answer. So you should know area of cone, surface area of cone, cylinder, all that solid geometry formulas you should be knowing. All right. Okay. Next question. A point on the parabola. I'll write it on the board. A point on the parabola y square is equal to 18x, at which the ordinate at which the ordinate increases at twice the rate of the abscissa. You know, ordinate is basically the y coordinate and x is abscissa. Options are 9 by 8, 9 by 2, 2 comma minus 4, minus 9 by 8, 9 by 2, and D option is 2 comma 4. Abscissa is x coordinate, ordinate is y. At which the ordinate increases at twice the rate of abscissa. So you've been given relation between y and x, dy by dx and dy by dt, dy by dt and dx by dt. So that relation has been given. Try.
Where is it option A?
So this is done. Let the point be x comma y. You've been given that dy by dt is 2 times dx by dt. Differentiate the parabola. It is 2y dy by dt is equal to 18 dx by dt. You can replace dy by dt, which is 2 dx by dt. And this is 18 dx by dt. So dx by dt cuts. So y is coming out to be how much? 9 by 2. The moment y is 9 by 2, these two options are ruled out. And then you can substitute this 9 by 2 in the original equation of the parabola. Y square is equal to 18x. So y is 9 by 2. 9 by 2 is equal to 18. So the answer is 9 by 8. Option A. Next question. It's a long question, so need to write it. A cylindrical container, a cylindrical container is to be made from certain solid. A cylindrical container is to be made from certain solid, material with the following constraints. With the following constraints. It has a fixed inner volume constraints. It has a fixed inner volume. It has a fixed inner volume, capital V millimeter cube. Capital V millimeter cube. So inner volume has been given to us. And it has a thickness and has a 2 millimeter thick solid wall. It has 2 millimeter thick solid wall. 2 millimeter thick solid wall and is open at the top. And is open at the top. The bottom of the container is a solid circular disc. The bottom of the container is a solid circular disc. Solid circular disc of thickness 2 millimeter. Solid circular disc of 2 millimeter thickness and its radius is equal to the outer radius of the container and its radius is equal to the outer radius of the container. And its radius is equal to outer radius of the container. If the volume of the material used, if the volume of the material used to make the container, if the volume of the material used to make the container is minimum, when the inner radius of the container is 10 millimeter. When the inner radius of the container is 10 millimeter, if the volume of the material used to make the container is minimum, when the inner radius of the container is 10 millimeter, then the value of V by 250 pi is an integer type question. So your answer would be some integer. So first read the question twice, चिल्ला के मन में, then decide the diagram and then see what are the variables and with respect to which you have to differentiate it. It's a maxima minima word problem. Read the question, understand what are the variables, and then decide. For the same volume, there could be infinite options of radius and height of the cylinder, right? There could be infinite cylinders options available for the same volume, but different height, different radii. It is open at the top. So this is a cylinder. Its inner radius says r, which is a variable. The height says small h, which is also variable. But volume is fixed. That means V is equal to pi r square. This is equation number 1. V is a constant here. Inner volume is fixed. Now you have outer thickness, or how much thickness is there? 2 mm. And at the bottom also you have a disk of thickness 2 mm. So even this thickness is 2 mm. And the height, the radius of the disk would be how much? R plus 2. Because this thickness is 2. So it will be R plus 2. This is R. This is 2. So R plus 2 is this. So what do you have to minimize? The material. We want to minimize the material. This has to be minimized. Material cost has to be minimized. Volume of material is to be minimized. The one I've shaded has to be minimized. So volume of material I'll take as Y. Volume of material. This has to be minimized because the costing has to be least. So how do you find the volume? You find the outer volume of cylinder, which is pi r plus 2 whole square h. This is the outer volume of the cylinder. Minus inner volume of the cylinder, pi r square h. Do you agree with this? Outer cylinder minus inner cylinder will give me the thickness. This is only for cylinder. Because height is h and inner radius r, outer radius r plus 2. Plus the volume of the disk. Disk is also in the form of a cylinder only. So it will be pi, r is r plus 2 into h. What is h? H is 2. This is for the disk. The volume of the disk. If you have any doubt, ask me till here. This is a cylinder. This is the problem is there are two variables. I need to get rid of h. But inner volume, I can also replace by V. This term you can replace by capital V because it's fixed. This is fixed, it's been given to us. Now, which variable you want to remove, R or H? I think it will be easy to remove. So V divided by pi R square. So your final equation would be pi R plus 2 whole square. H is V by pi R square minus V. And this is 2 pi R plus 2 the whole square. So this is your final function which has to be differentiated with respect to R. So dy by dr has to be 0. Fine. If you have any doubt till here, ask me. देखो. Hmm? 0, you'll get 0. Differentiate, सारा constant हो जाएगा. You'll get 0. If I take r is equal to 10, everything will become constant. dy by dr 0. Marks also 0. Marks minus 1. This r is a variable जो कि end में substitute करना होता है. This r has to be substituted in the end because a variable. So differentiate this with respect to r and substitute r equal to 10 and equate dy by dr equal to 0. This is again recent entrance question. Someone just joined. Who's that guy? Aditi, you just joined?
No, sir. I joined a while back.
You joined the class right now, no?
Yeah, like,
I'm talking
yeah.
about this class.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's what, because I took the attendance and you were not there. So now differentiate with respect to r. Here you apply the divisional dy by dr. Pi and pi cancels. V is out. I need to apply question rule r to the power 4. This would be 2r plus 2 and r square as it is minus sign r plus 2 the whole square. Derivative of r square would be 2r. Derivative of v would be 0 because the volume is a constant. 2 pi. This is 2r plus 2 the whole square. We are differentiating with respect to r, not time. Now you can substitute dy by dr equal to 0 because we have to minimize the volume, and you have to also replace r by 10. यहाँ किससे काटूं इसको? अच्छा, this ना. So this is v. I can take 2r plus 2 common. I'm taking 2r plus 2 common. So it'll be r minus r plus 2 by r to the power 4. This is 4 pi r plus 2. I've taken 2r plus 2 common. So you're left with r, and here r minus 2. Throughout you can take r plus 2 common. So this will be v into this, and this cuts, minus 4r by r4. This is r plus 2 common. This is 2r into minus 2, 4r by r4, plus this is 4 pi. So r plus 2 cannot be 0. R plus 2 cannot be 0. This would be 4v by r cube is equal to 4 pi. Is it right? Now what is r? R is 10. So v by 1000 pi is equal to 1. We want v by 250. So v by 250 pi would be equal to 4. 4 is the answer. The value of v by 250 pi is equal to 4. So it was integer type question. So you have to substitute the value of the variable only in the end. Otherwise, पहले substitute कर दोगे सब कुछ constant, you'll get 0. R is 10, 10 cube, 1000, multiply by 4. 1000 is 4 into 250. 1000 is 4 into 254. उधर चला गया. Right? Arshia,
Yes, sir.
Deveshi, Anuj.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
A wire of length 20 meters to be cut in two pieces. A piece of length L1 is bent to make a square of area A1, and the other piece of length L2, which is into a circle of area A2. If twice A1 plus 3A2 is minimum, then pi L1 is to L2 is. It's a doable question. Don't make silly mistake. हो जाएगा. You must done similar question. Find dy by dl1 equal to 0 and then solve.
सर
Yep.
लास्ट स्टेप में 3/4 पर ही आएगा.
Right. Because pi square, no? Correct. Done. This is also recent JEE question. So dy by dl1 will be 2l1 by 8, 3 by 4 pi, 2, 20 minus l1 into minus 1. This has to be 0. So this would be L1 by 16 pi. No. 0 equal to 2 L1 by 4. This is 3 by 2 pi. And this is a minus sign also. And this is 20 minus L1. So 3 by 2 pi. 20 minus L1 I can write as L2. 20 minus 3 pi. 20 minus L1 you can write L2. So it will be 3 by 2 pi. L2 is equal to L1 by 4. 2 and 2 again cuts. We're supposed to find pi L1. So it will be 6. L2 is equal to pi L1. So what is the ratio? Pi L1 is to L2. 6 is to 1. That's your answer. Just check. ये हमेशा एक बार लाइट जरूर जाती है। हम्म, आज तक का रिकॉर्ड है, मैंने कहा था तुम्हारी क्लास में लाइट जरूर जाती है।